Namo Buddhaya. Welcome back to Buddhism for Beginners YouTube channel. So boys and girls, all these time during the past series of Jataka tales, we've been learning about our Supreme Buddha's previous lives, how compassionate our Supreme Buddha was and how wise he was. In today's story, we are going to learn about how Supreme Buddha dedicated his life for the well-being of other people. So at the time of the Supreme Buddha, boys and girls, Prince Siddhartha was born into the Shakin clan in the kingdom of Kapilavatthu. And there was another king named Kosol, Pasenadi Kosol. He was the king for the kingdom of Kosol. And so after Supreme Buddha's father passed away, his cousin brother Mahanama was crowned as the king. So, he was a very righteous king. So somehow, boys and girls, there was a beautiful servant in the palace. Her name was Nagamunda. This Nagamunda, the servant, she got pregnant because of the king and then gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and she was named as Vasubakatiya. And so, as time passed by, this Vasubakatiya, she grew up to be a beautiful girl, and everybody really, really likes her, and everyone was attracted to her beauty. And King Kosala of Pasenadi, he really liked Supreme Buddha, and because Supreme Buddha was from the Shakin clan, from the kingdom of Kapilavatthu, King Kosa also thought, it's good to, build a relationship with the Shakin clan, since our Supreme Buddha, the great teacher, is from that generation as well. So boys and girls, at the time, the kings used to build relationships, with other through marriages with other royal families. So the same thing happened in this case as well. So King Pasenadi Kosala sent a suggestion. He suggested to the Shakins, I would love to build a relationship with your royal family, so I would like to get married to a princess from the Shakin clan. But boys and girls, Shakins are a little bit, they have a little bit of pride. So they thought, you know what, let's not send any of our princesses which were born to the king and the queen. But what they did was they decided to send the daughter of Vasubakatiya, the beautiful girl who was born to the king and the servant named Nagamunda. So all the Shakyas, they got together and they decided to send Vasubakatiya to be married to the king Pasenadi Kosol. But nobody knew about this. It was kept as a secret. So boys and girls, so anyway, after getting married to this beautiful girl named Vasubakatiya, because her beauty, the Pasenadi Kosal was so attracted to this girl, this princess, and he appointed her as the chief queen at the Pasenadi Kosal palace. And time went by, she gave birth to a baby boy, and he was named as Vidudaba. And boys and girls, so as Vidudaba was growing up, he really wanted to go see the relatives of his mother's side, which are the Shakins. And then, so one day, he and his guards went to the Shakins' palace. Shakins didn't mistreated him, so they didn't, expose the secret of him being a son of a servant, anything like that. So he was having so much fun. The Shakins, treated him with beautiful, delicious food, entertained him, and and everything went really well. And after that, Vidudaba left the Shakin's palace. Boys and girls, karma is such, when something's destined to happen, there's no way you can stop it. Okay? So what happened was, one of Vidudeva's guards forgot his sword at the Sharkin's palace. So what to do, right? So he went back to the Sharkin's palace to get his sword back. And as he was going to the area, the room where they were having their meals, he saw a servant washing the seat which Vidudaba was sitting and having his meals. And not just that, boys and girls, she was not just washing it, she was telling really ill-will things about Vidudaba's mom. She was saying, oh, this, servant girl, Vasubhagatia, we used to go fetch water together. Now she has become the wife to the great king. And his son, this servant boy, came to our palace and sat down with our royal family, and now I have to wash these things. They're so dirty. They are not saying those really ill things. So she was rubbing the seats and washing them off. This guy, he was so shocked, but he didn't say anything. He was so quiet and he listened to everything she was saying, and he left very quietly. Guess what, boys and girls? He went and conveyed what he heard to Vidudaba, Prince Vidudaba. He got very, very upset. In fact, he was very mad because he had no clue about anything that has happened before, right? But anyways, they went to the palace. So what happened was this rumor, like everybody got to know about this story, and so was the king, Pasenadi Kusol. And he was so embarrassed. He could not believe that Sharkins betrayed him. Sharkins sent a servant girl to be married to him. And then he was so embarrassed by the fact that he was so attracted to the beauty of this girl, and he appointed her as his chief queen. And not only that, Prince Vidudaba was named the crown prince, boys and girls. So Pasenadi Kosol couldn't bear the fact that he was betrayed, and he got so mad, and he expelled them, the queen Vasubhakati and Prince Vidudaba from all the positions, and these two, mother and the son, they were so sad. They were so sad, but Prince Vidudaba, he was very, very mad at Sharkins. But anyway, there's nothing he could do because he was removed from all the responsibilities and all those treatments. So they were hiding in a room in the palace. They won't even come out. Boys and girls, so our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, so what's going to happen in the future? Supreme Buddha can foresee the past lives and the future as well. So out of great compassion, Supreme Buddha thought, I have to stop what's going to happen in the future. So I need to go and talk to King Pasenadi Kosol. So one day, boys and girls, along with the Sangha, our Supreme Buddha went to the palace of King Pasenadi Kosol. And then, King loves our Supreme Buddha. The king had so much respect towards our Supreme Buddha. And then so Supreme Buddha was offered a seat. And then Supreme Buddha asked the king, dear king, I can see our queen Vasubhakatya or Prince Vidudaba. Where are they? Have they gone somewhere? And then, boys and girls, King Pasenadi Kosol, he cannot hide anything because he knows that Supreme Buddha knows about everything, everything that's going on. And then so Pasenadi Kosol revealed that Bhante, this Shakyas they have done this, and I cannot face. I'm so embarrassed. I can't face my ministers, my kingdom, the people in my kingdom. So I have removed them from all the positions, and they are just somewhere in the palace. I don't even know where they are. And then, boys and girls, our Supreme Buddha, who only thinks about the well-being of all beings, said to the king, "Dear king, I also heard the story about Vasabhakatya being a daughter of a servant. But we cannot forget about the father. He is the King Mahanama of the Shakyan clan. So she is a princess, in fact. And about Vidudaba, Prince Vidudaba. Of course, Vasabhakatya is a servant girl, but you are the father. He definitely deserved the crown. So there's nothing wrong with appointing him or crowning him as the future king." So after advising the king Pasena the Kosa, Supreme Buddha again said, "Do you know, dear king, long time ago, there was this girl who would go to the forest to, pick sticks. And, she had a baby boy because of a king. And, like the king, even for that boy, he handed over his kingdom." And this, after hearing that, Pasena the Kosul, he was so excited. He said, "Bhante, please do tell me the story. I would love to hear the story of that king." And then Supreme Buddha, out of compassion, said, "It's a long time ago. So there was this king named Brahmadatta. So one day he saw a beautiful girl in the forest who had gone there to pick up sticks, flowers, things like that. She was a servant girl, but anyway, because she was so beautiful, the king was so attracted to her. And then somehow this girl got pregnant, and after getting to know that she was pregnant, she got so scared, right? And then she went to the king and said to him, "Oh dear king, I'm pregnant. I'm so scared. What do I do?" So he consoled this girl, saying not to worry. So, and then he removed a ring from his hand and gave it to her and said, "You know what? If you give birth to a girl, sell this ring and take care of her, provide her all what she needs. But if you give birth to a boy, give this ring to him and send him to the palace." So this girl was so happy. And so, time went by. She gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. And guess who that was? That was our Bodhisattva. So, boys and girls, this little boy, our Bodhisattva, so he was growing up little by little. So, and he would go out to play with his friends. And guess what? There were some mean kids out there. So he was teasing our Bodhisattva, saying, "Oh, you don't have a father, you don't have a father." And he was so sad. And then he would run back home and, tell his mom, "Mother, everyone's teasing me, saying that I don't have a father." And then the mother said, "Oh, little boy, don't worry about that. You do have a father. In fact, you are the son of the king of Varanasi, Brahmadatta." And then the Bodhisattva said, "Oh, mothers always try to console their kids, saying, things like that, stories like that. I don't believe you." And the mom, she said, No, I'm telling the truth." And then she went back into the house and brought something like wrapped up with a piece of cloth, and she opened it up and took a box out of it, and and then she opened the box, and then took the ring out of the box and gave it to Bodhisattva's hand. And then Bodhisattva said, "Mother, this is a beautiful ring. What is this ring? Who gave this ring to you?" And then the mother said, "Oh, my dear son, I was protecting this as my life. So the day I was conceived with you, the king of Varanasi, King Brahmadatta, gave this ring to me and said, if I give birth to a baby boy, hand this over to the boy and send him to the palace. This is the only witness I have to tell the king that you are his son." And then, boys and girls, the Bodhisattva, he was, telling his mom, he was making a big fuss. Why did you send me to the king then? Why can't we go? So the mother could not, she could not avoid his request. So one day, both of them got dressed and went to the palace of King Brahmadatta. And at the gate, he showed the ring with the royal symbol to the guards and said, you know what, I am here to see the king. And then the guard, went inside and conveyed the message to the king, and the king said, okay, fine, send them in. So both of them got to go inside the palace to meet the king, Brahmadatta. And then soon as they went in there, the king asked, so why are you here? So what is this all about? And then the mother said, the lady said, oh dear king, remember, we met in the forest and, she retold this whole story. The king remembered that, boys and girls, but because, it was the lady, the mother, exposed him in front of everybody, all of his ministers, he was a little bit, reluctant to admit the story, like what had happened. So the king said, I can't remember anything. I don't recall like anything that happened in the forest like with you. And then soon as the king said that, the lady, she took the ring out and said to the king, dear king, on the day that I was conceived with my son, you gave this ring to me and said, if I give birth to a baby boy, give this ring to him and send him to the palace. So the king asked one of his servants to bring the ring to him, and then so one of the servants did so, and king looked at the ring, and guess what, boys and girls? He said, I don't remember having a ring. I don't remember owning a ring like that. And then, boys and girls, like the lady, when she heard the king is denying the fact, all of the facts, she got so scared, boys and girls, because now the king is denying everything and all the facts she has provided, and she got scared that she might get accused of trying to deceive the king, right? Then she said, boys and girls, I'm going to throw my son into the air. If I'm telling the truth, may he remain in the air. If I'm lying, may he falls down, right? And then after saying this, she, threw the boy to the air. And then, boys and girls, this boy didn't come down. He stood in the air. The king was so shocked. He stood up, like he had his mouth open. And then our Bodhisattva said, oh dear king, I am your son. Please take me into your hand, raise me as your own son. And the king was so, his heart melted. And then he reached his hands towards the Bodhisattva, and the Bodhisattva came to his king's hand. And then, boys and girls, this Bodhisattva grew up in the palace, and then after the death of his father, the king Brahmadatta, Bodhisattva was crowned as the king. So after telling this story, the Supreme Buddha said, King Kosala, so at the time, the lady who was picking sticks, she was my mother in this life, Mahamaya, and the King Brahmadatta was my father in this life, King Sundodana, and the baby boy was myself. So boys and girls, after hearing this story, King Pasenadi Kosala realized his mistake, and then he recrowned. He appointed Prince Vidudaba as the crown prince, and then gave the same position as the chief queen position to Vasubha. So boys and girls, see how compassionate our Supreme Buddha is. And also, boys and girls, did you see the power of being truthful and being honest? So that lady had no choice but to use the power of truth. So boys and girls, I hope you've learned a great lesson into your life from today's story. and may you gain so much successes into your life. May you all be well and happy. May the Triple Gem bless you. Namabuddhaya.